Hello, and welcome back to another Mayday Mayhaim podcast. And I am your host, Mayday Mayhaim. And today we have a very, very special guest. He knows everything from Stanley to every music that you can possibly name up. He's very smart. He got it all. We're going to talk to him because he's going to dive into my brain and I'm going to get into his brain. So please, let's give it up for the official Double A up in this piece.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I was just recording a little something earlier. I don't know if you heard.
I know, y'all. He was recording something earlier, and it was off the chain. I ain't gonna even lie. It was off the chain.
Thanks.
Would you like me to play it? I can play it like right now. We can do it right now.
It's a remix to Nas's World Is Yours. I'm just doing remixes to like other people's songs as I work on my album, Bill Buzz.
Let's show some love for the official Double A.
Q-Tip produced this one originally.
Oh, okay.
I'm just reflecting what is on my mind as I continue to go hard just on the grind. I'll leave the new school to bust the rhyme. Through the earth, wind, and fire as my star will shine. I'll look back at the times I begin to rewind when I first learned how to drop some lines. How far I've come, I'm one of a kind. Music and comic books, yeah, that shit is mine. Growing up in the shop, I'll look at the sky and try to seek the answers of what I can find. And always remember to learn from the wise and don't get high on your own supply. Shit, man, what a surprise.
I have a problem with that.
Got to go. I'm on the hustle.
Have you seen Scarface?
Hustle and motivate. This shit ain't funny. The world is yours. For all the hustlers out there just doing your thing. Hey, the world is yours. To those out there just fulfilling your dreams. Hey, the world is yours. To those out there who have a destiny.
Shout out to Nas. Nas is like one of my favorite rappers.
Something very successfully. My hero Stan Lee, God bless your life. The folks of Rogers Park, God bless your life. It's crazy. I just played for a Brandy seal. This is a kiss from a rose. I don't know what's real. Impossible. Things are happening every day. That Cinderella story. It's a dream I chase. And soon the world know about Double A. Soon I will know what is in my place. But remember, success isn't a race. So please take your time. Work at your pace. Fall from the horse. Just get back on. Remember to always remain very strong. Remember to learn from your rights and wrongs. Focus on the turn that is in the long. So by the time that you are long gone, you have a legacy to build just in a song. The world is mine. Hustle, motivate. I'm on the grind. Yeah, the world is mine. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle inspired me to shine.
That's from Mova and Nipsey.
It's the stars
I see.
I work hard to go and fulfill my dreams. And the moment will come, knowing that this battle has been won. Me, I'm just a shy white kid, just me, myself, with this life I get. When I don't have time and I no longer live, I have a legacy that is surely a gift. It's my moment of truth, but I am no gangstar, but I know in life that I will go far. Forever rep my area of Rogers Park. Arguing to the bone, you'll be in my heart. But know in life, you gotta work hard. Success won't come to you just in a jar. The sky's the limit, you see the stars. So no matter who you really are, you shine bright to what you see of what you can truly be. And no hope is what you keep. It's something that'll truly never leave. Shout out to Spark, North Pole.
I should give Nas a shout out because this is originally his track.
This is.
Vaughn, Juice World, Young Pappy, KP LaShore, all the ballers.
Yeah.
No, it is. The world is yours. And it will always be yours. The world will forever be yours. Just keep going.
Oh my God, this is dope. Now, where can anyone find your music at? Because you have several remixes that you've done, and I've heard, and I've been sending you back like, oh my God, this fat is dope. This fat is dope. This fat is dope. This fat is dope.
That's on Instagram. Like I put the remixes on Instagram. So I have one for Nas, the Brat, Funkified, and I just remixed that called "I'm Just Enough, I'm Just Enough, I'm Just Enough," up and comer, and Polo G, Rap Star remix originally by Polo G.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a little bit of a freestyle, which was originally done by Big L and Jay-Z. Rest in peace, Big L. These are like, I didn't make the beats. I'm just using this like to build like buzz and promo. Now, stuff on my album, I've made the beats on those. I make those.
Yes. Because you have your own album, because you're shooting a video too, also, right? Correct.
Yeah, I shot a video. We're working on some changes to that right now. I plan to shoot another video for one of my other songs called David Dunn, I'm Unbreakable, which is the nod to the movie starring Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson, if you remember that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that, because my album's called The Kid Who Wanted to Be a Superhero, one time I was watching the movie Unbreakable, I'm thinking, why
very good movie.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorite movies. In fact, my favorite superhero movie of all time. And I'm thinking, why not just do a song as a nod to that? And I just worked on this like hard beat. I'm just like went in like, I'm the unbreakable, I'm the unthinkable, etc.
And I'm listening, and a lot of your music has positivity in it that I noticed, and which is awesome thing that you don't get that much like in music as you used to. I might be telling my age a little bit, but it was a little bit more the positive vibe. It was also the little ratchetness that we like, you know what I'm saying, but it still had the positive flow and the positive outtake of it.
Right. Yeah.
And and I admire that, keep your head up, stay strong, things that you don't hear. And you're also giving homage to legends that have passed. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What inspired you other than Stan Lee? We're going to get on Stan Lee in a minute because I know you love you some Stan Lee and Unbreakable. But like you said, Unbreakable was something that helped you. What was another thing that inspired you to go into music like this? Because your music is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Well, it started when I was a kid. I started playing guitar when I was 8. And my mom just suggested, well, learn guitar. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
Right.
I got into that first. It was like playing songs by like the Beatles and Bob Dylan. Then later got into like, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Motown, David Bowie.
Okay.
Bunch of other stuff. Then I later started learning piano. And if you remember, I played a little piano for Brandy. We're going to talk about that later.
Yes, we're going to talk about that. Yes, y'all, he played for Brandy too, y'all. He be out there. You don't know he a superstar out here.
I played for Brandy, and I played a little guitar for Seal. I did a cover of one of Seal's songs. Don't tell Heidi Klum.
Bye. Heidi, I got something to tell you. So go on. So you started playing the different covers, and you got into Led Zeppelin and Motown, and that inspired you.
They all inspire me. Also, like hip hop. Also, I've always been to hip hop. Like I remember, like back in the day, if I remember, like I was a little kid, like super little, but I remember hearing Coolio a lot. You remember him? Ain't nothing wrong, but when you're living in the gates of paradise, tell me why are we? Yeah. Yeah, Coolio. Like I remember when he was popular. I mean, yes. You're in the 90s. He was everywhere. He was everywhere. Coolio was everywhere in the 90s. So I grew up in the 90s. So yes. Yeah, I know. And later on, like I got, of course, Eminem was popping up. Jay-Z, Nas, I mean, Nas has been around. He and Jay-Z had that feud. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, gosh, give shout to some Chi-Town artists. Common. I met Common 3 times, by the way.
Yeah, you always meet celebrities. Like, how many times have you met Stan Lee?
Unfortunately, once.
Just once. Okay. Because I know you have the picture of him, and that's how I met you. We were actually on a TV shoot. That's how I met you, and we started talking about Stan Lee. Like, that's literally how we met.
Oh yeah. So I'll tell you the story for that. Like I've always looked up to Stan Lee ever since I was a little kid. I remember having the VHS of Spider-Man, the one with Tobey Maguire, the very first one that came out 2002. And I remember like they had like the previews, and one of the previews was like it was a documentary called Stan Lee's Mutant Monsters and Marvels, and it was Stan Lee being interviewed by the one and only Kevin Smith, who I also met. I met Kevin Smith. I'm going to talk about that later on.
You met everyone.
I haven't met Steven Spielberg or Keanu Reeves. I want to meet them.
Now, you know, Keanu Reeves, he be riding them buses in New York. You might be able to catch him on a train or something, because, you know, he like us commoners. You know, he don't be splurging like that. So you might meet him in New York. You might meet him.
Never know.
Just keep our fingers crossed, you know. You might meet him.
Yeah, but back to like what I was saying about Stan Lee. So
absolutely.
Like, what was I going to say? So yeah, I remember seeing him interview. I'm like, I'm going to meet that guy someday.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember, like, of course, you know, I used to play this Spider-Man computer game, and he had this narration, "Greetings, true believers," and all that stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, I really want to meet him, and I kept blowing off for dumb reasons. Then, like, was April 21st, 2017. I already had tickets to Comic-Con C2E2 McCormick Place. I'm like, no, this is it. I gotta meet him. Okay,
this is your chance.
This is my chance. And it was his last time at C2E2.
Oh,
yeah. So I'll never forget that day. I'm just waiting in line, and I'm just all geeked out, like, oh,
right.
Like, this is it. And I remember one of the staff members came out and said, "Are you already meet Stan Lee?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then he pops up like, and I'm like, ah!
You're clawing. It's Stanley. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like, you know, whenever I meet celebrities, I always try to, like, you know, remember, like, they're human beings too. But like,
absolutely,
look at this guy's like a true icon, a true legend. I couldn't help it. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
You know, like with people like with me, Michael Jackson, or when, Prince, or when here's another example, when Brandy met Whitney Houston for the first time. That's another.
Exactly.
That was me when I'm meeting Stan Lee. I'm like, oh my God. And I remember just getting the picture. I'm like, hey, Stan. I'm great.
I'm great. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, he's like that. And I remember taking the picture. I just couldn't get my eyes off him. I'm just like, oh my God.
Stan Lee.
And then I'm like, hey, you're a childhood hero of mine. It's like, oh, I get that a lot.
I get that a lot. I'm always everyone's hero. But he brought the vision of the superheroes to like you said, Unbreakable. Yes, that was one of my favorite movies, because it was the opposite. One had all broken bones, and then Bruce Willis was strong. He could never be stopped. He was literally the Man of Steel, so to say, you know.
Literally, I mean,
literally.
You know, that's not based off a Marvel or DC property.
No.
But, that's another reason why I love that movie, because it's just a completely original story, and it's very slow paced.
And it comes into threes, because, you know, doesn't the other one blends in with Split
and Glass.
Split, Glass, and Unbreakable all blend in together. So it goes, and you see the characters evolve. And, you know, Stan Lee brought that property out in his comics, because I can see you have hundreds of comics behind you. So
I have plenty of others. Like, I got some right here. Like, this is This is Punisher, Daredevil. Look at them, they're running.
Oh, I know some of my friends is be like, "Oh my God, he got the comic books that I like." So I know.
I got another one. Shout out to the one only Kevin Smith. This is he is just I have all the individual issues of his run on Daredevil, as well as Daredevil's my favorite Marvel hero, by the way. But don't get me wrong, I love me some Spider-Man and X-Men and
Right. But those are the ones that everyone knows. You know, you don't hear like Daredevil and other characters that aren't displayed as much. You have the main ones, Spider-Man, the Hulk,
Iron Man,
all the
Panther,
Avengers,
yeah.
You have those, and it's some that are forgotten and people don't even know about, you know what I'm saying? So it's awesome.
I think people are now knowing about Daredevil because of the Netflix show. Plus,
yes,
he had the appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yes.
And also people know of Daredevil because the Ben Affleck movie.
Yes. So it has like now. Do you think your intuition with comics also mixed and helped integrate with your music? Do you think that helped your music grow, and how?
I'd say so, because like I'm always aiming to inspire people to do what is right, and it's just spread awareness of what is going on in the world, and of course talk about myself, because people want to know about me.
Absolutely, they have to know about you.
But I also want to spread awareness. Like right now, my album, I'm working on a song. It's like for women empowerment. I'm working with a female rapper named Fats. Shout out to Fats.
Shout out to Fats. Turn it up.
Yep. And this is like, I'm and this is common not just in rap music, but also like in rock and roll. I've seen this. But in all entertainment forms, like women have often been like degraded and
absolutely.
Oh, they're sex objects and blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm not having any of that. They're human beings.
Yes, we're human beings, people. We have feelings.
And I want to create something. I got inspired by listening to Tupac, "Keep Your Head Up," with this.
Yes.
And I created the beat. I already wrote the lyrics. We're with Fats. We're almost done with that. We're working on that.
Well, I can't wait to hear that.
Oh yeah, it'll be on my album. I have 2 other songs on my album that talk about like the social injustices that we are seeing right now.
Absolutely.
Like right now, I'm working on a song called "White Privilege."
Okay.
And basically, what I'm doing is I'm talking about like the social ills and okay, the fact is, I'm a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
I have white privilege, whether I like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I benefit from white supremacy, whether I like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And every single white person in America, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, whether you're... Hold on a second.
Okay. He'll be right back with us in 1 second, y'all. Just give him 1 minute. But he does have a point where a lot of his music, and we see Stan Lee right there with him, y'all. You see, there goes Stan Lee. Where I have noticed in a lot of his music where he does have soundtracks that promote self-love. Like I've always spoke about 100 times over, where I'm from. I might be telling my age again, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm from an era where women, you bitch, you hoe, you slut, you tramp. Why it's got to be like that? Why can't it be my lovey baby? I love you, my darling, my sweetie. It's nothing positive like that anymore.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'm back.
He back, y'all.
As Arnold Schwarzenegger says, I'm back.
He'll be back, and he came back.
But what was I saying? So about the social injustices. It's so people forget, rap is a black art form.
Yes.
Rock and roll is a black art form.
Yeah.
People forget that. Little Richard, come on. Remember Little Richard?
Yes.
Elvis did not invent rock and roll.
No, he didn't. And a lot of, of course, it's spoken about a lot of time how Black culture is whitewashed and used other ways, and we don't get any credit for it. Just like country and western, there are Black country and western artists, you know, and it seems like, oh no, Black people shouldn't be with country, but it's music is music, and a lot of it has been whitewashed throughout history.
It has been, like, you know, it's interesting. Whenever people like think of like who invented rock and roll, there's still a lot of white folks. They all often think, oh, Elvis.
Elvis Presley, yeah.
And don't get wrong, I think he was a great singer and he was a great entertainer.
Great artist, but he didn't invent rock and roll.
He didn't invent it. It was people like Little Richard. It was people like, you know, people like Muddy Waters, you know, Buddy Guy. You know, we come from Chicago, got paid respect to Chicago blues.
Right. We come from Chicago, so we sing nothing but the blues here. You know, B.B. King, you know, it's nothing but a lot of blues here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you're absolutely right. And it was whitewashed, and it was said that he was the king of rock and roll. It's like, no, he didn't create rock and roll.
No, he did. I mean,
he benefited from it, which was fine, you know, as all artists benefit from other predecessors of artists, but you didn't give homage to where it originally came from is the issue. That's the problem.
And that's what I do with my music. I want to pay like homage to like all these people who inspired me, etc. I want to make sure like all the artists that inspired me get credit, you know.
Absolutely.
And what else was I trying to say? Like, and also feel like there are a lot of white people in this country. Country. I said
we just made a new word of country. It's okay. Country is all good. We make new words here. It's mayhem.
A lot of white people in this country, they often like appropriate, you know, Black culture. So like you see some white people wear like cornrows.
Or getting lip injections to make their lips big like mine a little bit to get that fluctuation, or a lot of cosmetics. And
it's just like, you know, whenever, and I remember I saw something about, I think was it Justin Timberlake? You know, Justin Timberlake, he benefited a lot from Black culture.
Oh, yeah.
But whenever like an injustice happened, like a police shooting happened, he didn't talk about it.
No, nowhere around. No, you're absolutely right.
No, he said nothing about it. And it's just like, you know, can you at least talk about it?
Yeah, at least say something. But a lot of celebrities that you see that do benefit off Black culture, and then when something does happen in the Black community or in the Black culture, they have nothing to say about it. It's like, we're not going to say anything, but you help benefit off of this, and you can't speak on it, and at least help in solving the problem or say something. But no, but it's not our place. But you took the music and the culture and made it yourself. So why not say something to help stop the injustice?
Right, exactly.
To help bring balance and equality to everyone, you know what I'm saying, across the platforms. So yes, I absolutely get it. Yeah,
and you know, and it's not just, some people might think like it's all white conservatives that are doing this. It's like the Klansmen or anything like that. It's like, no, it's not all of them like that. It's like there are a lot of white liberals that do this too. They, you know, they might claim they want to help, but really they don't really do much. I mean, I remember Jordan Peele kind of showcased this in the movie Get Out, you know.
Yes.
You know, like, you know, they seem nice and all that, but really they're
trying to get you. So, yeah.
And, you know, I've read also, like, you know, about, like, you know, people like, let's say, like Malcolm X. I remember a speech he said, like, how the white liberal is worse than the white conservative, because with the white conservative, it's like the wolf. You can see the wolf coming.
You can see him coming, but it's the sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yeah, whereas the white
the wolf in sheep clothing.
White liberals like the fox.
Okay. Oh, they're like the fox. Okay.
Sneaky. They like to be sneaky about it. And me as a white person, I always like try to educate myself and always like, what can I do to help out? Like research. I research what's going on. I watch like interviews like these people. I read books about them because in the end, it's like, wow, I am an entertainer. I also want to use my platform to help make change and recognize that, like, hey, you know, white artists, a lot of you are benefiting from Black culture.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's your right to bring that awareness. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, because it's so sadly not spoken about. And I see so many good artists that are underrated. You know what I'm saying? And it's insanity. Some artists that aren't even heard of, you know, but it's due to popular demand. Like you had said before, you like to empower women. You have a song coming up with empowering women. And I see so many times that women are diminished and just totally torn apart in songs nowadays.
Oh yeah, they're always like, oh, they're sex objects and all that stuff and blah blah blah. It's like, no,
they're human beings, and
exactly.
And people actually see that and think that this is the way women are supposed to be treated, and it's not right. It's literally not right.
It is not right,
even though it's entertainment, but it's also influencing. Like you said, you're an influencer and you want to use your influencing power to help promote love and equality, but this is influencing kind of hatred towards women,
right?
And demeaning women.
And of course, you always had people who were in power think, oh, I could do whatever I want. Someone like Harvey Weinstein is a prime example.
Absolutely.
Who thinks like, yeah, because I have this power, I can do whatever, I can get away with it. But it's like, no, karma catches up with you.
Absolutely. That's another thing. Karma will catch up with you. In the long run, it will catch up with you.
Mm-hmm. And I've made my mistakes when it comes to women. When I was like, for example, when I was like a kid, I had this huge crush on this girl, and I went too far with it. I was a kid back then.
You was a shorty. You didn't know no better.
I didn't know how to like approach women appropriately at the time. I didn't know how to do that, but it was all like a learning experience. And like back then, when I got turned down, I would have a hissy fit.
Well, yeah.
I was a kid. I'm like, how come she turned me down? I'm a nice guy and all that stuff. That was me. But as time went by, I'm just like, it's whatever. I'll get disappointed if I get turned down by a woman, but I'm like, hey, at least she told me.
At least she's being honest and not sending you on a wild goose chase,
Yeah.
And you have to understand, sometimes that rejection is better than you being with that person, because everything that shimmer ain't gold. Exactly. Like I have had my issues in relationships. I have had my mistakes. Lord have mercy, I have, especially in my younger days. But I always still had that respect at a certain level. Like, yo, don't do that. Don't say that.
Exactly.
Don't go there, bro. Like, don't do it.
Exactly. And once you reach a certain age, you have to have some form of common sense.
Yeah. So and sometimes it take a while.
It does take a while, but you gotta know what is right and what is wrong. So, for example, if a woman turns you down, I get it. It's disappointing, but you need to respect her decision and not take it personally and just move on.
Absolutely.
And also, don't get emotionally attached. Don't put all your hopes and dreams in this one person. I've made that mistake before. Believe I've made that mistake.
We all have.
It backfired on me severely.
Oh God.
But in the end, I did to myself.
But it also was a learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
It also was a learning experience to learn what you will and will not deal with, and what's appropriate in a healthy relationship and versus a toxic relationship. Because I'm pretty sure at some point in everyone's life, they've been in a toxic relationship. You know what I'm saying? And they sink into that toxicity. I was one of those people. I was in a toxic situation. I had to pull myself out of it because this is not what I want.
Right.
This ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So long as you're able to identify that and learn from the past experience, I take them as learning lessons. Ups. Thank you for teaching me that lesson. Now I know. You know what I'm saying? So don't take the rejection as a why not me? No, when I get rejection, I say, oh, that means it's a door better that's going to open for me, or
Right.
someone better out there for me. Like, oh, no problem. That's how I look at rejection. Like, oh, this just wasn't for me. It was for someone else. What's for me is for me, and it'll come to me.
Right.
I just have to keep going, like you say in your songs. Keep going and being strong and keep going and keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? Your songs is literally telling your whole story and on how to get up on it.
Yeah, I have one song. I put a little EP/mixtape on SoundCloud called Great Power, Great Responsibility. Should be the Stanley. But there was one song called I Just Want to Know You. It was just like, I remember saw one woman at my job came in a lot and all this stuff. And I found like, oh, damn, she's attractive. And I'm just like, I just want to know her.
Right. I just want to know you.
I just want to know her. And I just came up with the song. I just want to know you, whether you want to be friends or more. I just want to know you. You I'll be there for.
Oh.
And I'm just like thinking like, imagine we're doing this and that, just hanging out, have a good time. And all that stuff. And I say, hey, if you turn me down, it's all good. At least you gave me the answer. It is what it is.
Right. At least you know. And sometimes you never know until you might not know. And she'd be like, oh yeah, let's go out. You're like, whoa. And see that one coming like, you never know.
Yeah.
But I want to get to know you. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I just want to get to know you. A lot of guys mainly just go for women because like, yeah, man, I just want that sex, man, and all that stuff. It's just like, okay, if you're just having meaningless sex, and it doesn't mean anything.
No, you haven't grown and matured. It doesn't mean anything. Where's the actual connection, that bond?
Yeah.
I just want to get to know you, your quirks. What do you like?
What's your favorite color?
Right.
What's your favorite color? What kind of movies do you like? I don't know. What do you like to do during the summer and winter time? What's your favorite book? Food, etc.
Right. What's your favorite food? What do you like to eat? What's your favorite restaurant? I just want to get to know you. Even if we friends, I just want to get to know you. That's dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. And speaking of women.
Speaking of women.
I got to talk about her. When I met and interacted with her. Miss Moesha.
Miss Brandy. Yes, y'all. Y'all have to understand that this gentleman in front of us, he was talking to Miss Moesha, Miss Brandy herself.
Yeah.
That boy is man. She gonna have me singing that with her, even though I can't sing, but she gonna have me sing that with her.
I was trying to be down with her.
I wanna be down
on a full moon.
Y'all, literally, what is your Instagram? So people can see these things.
DoubleAAOfficial.
DoubleAAOfficial. I'm gonna make sure I link it in the description below. And can we see that video with you and Brandy?
It is on my Instagram.
I already saw it, y'all. I loved it. And she was, I ain't gonna lie, she was kind of enamored. I ain't gonna lie, she was enthralled. She was enthralled, y'all. She's enthralled.
I want to leave the best impression I could with her. I didn't want to come like, oh my God, Moesha, I love you. Like, nah, I'm like, I know she can sell a lot. So,
y'all, he was smooth as hell. He was like, yeah, I wrote a song for you. Ding, 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 ding.
I was rehearsing it. I was rehearsing like, hey, here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm going to show her my keyboard.
He showed the keyboard. He was like, here you go, y'all. I was like,
it's like, here, yeah, Brandy, I do music. And she's like, oh.
It's awesome. He actually sat and talked to Brandy, and she was just like, yes. And she was, I'm telling you, I saw sparks in her eye. I don't care what nobody else. I saw sparks. I'm like, Brandy. No, you better not come here. You better treat him right. You better treat him right.
I mean, I hope to meet her again someday and possibly work with her someday. That might.
Oh, absolutely. I believe. Look, I'm a person that believes in putting positive in the universe, and you'll get that back. If you put that positivity in the universe, you're going to get that back. You've already said, I want to work with her. You've already met her. that's the universe telling you, yeah, in the near future, you might be making a soundtrack with Brandy. You know what I'm saying? You might be sampling music with Brandy. You don't know what the universe has for you. But if you put that positivity out there, it'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
It will come back. So hell yeah, you're going to be working with Brandy. And I'm going to be like, I know him. I know him.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I remember seeing Brandy as a little kid. I remember watching that Cinderella movie she did with Whitney Houston.
Yes.
First premiered on the Wonderful World Disney back in '90s. I remember that. I remember I was used to the anime one, if you remember that.
Yes.
And my mom said, like, oh, there's another version of Cinderella. You want to see on the Wonderful World Disney? I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, why not? And I thought it was going to be like the anime. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be like the
anime. It was
anime.
like the Black Cinderella. It was so beautiful.
When I saw like Whitney Houston pop out like at the opening scene when she's saying impossible and all that stuff, I was like, oh, this is not like
this is different
one. And I was a little kid, but I did not notice that a white king and a black queen make an Asian prince.
Yeah, it happens in the Wonderful World of Disney. It happened. I noticed that too. I'm like, I wonder if I have kids with that. It didn't work out when I had kids. That's not how my kids came out. They came out mixed, looking like me a little bit. But I was wondering if it could happen. Didn't work out.
And you know, sorry, I'll never forget seeing that. And then years later, I'm watching it again. I'm like, wow, this has actually gotten better. Like, it's really gotten better over time. I feel like this movie was really ahead of its time.
Absolutely. It was ahead of its time because it didn't, and I was shocked that it didn't pick up when it did start.
Mm-hmm.
And now, as you notice, as time goes on, those movies like back in the day, like Scarface and all that, they start to build up like pandemonium fan base to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, it's better now for this time. It, like I said, it was ahead of time. It really was.
Yeah, I mean. And now we have Halle Bailey playing Ariel in the live-action Little Mermaid remake.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to see how that is, and I'm definitely for that. I remember when she was cast. I'm pretty sure you remember when she was casted. You had all these racist people say, "Not my Ariel," and all this other stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, God.
I'm like, come on.
I'm like, this is a fairy tale.
It's a Little Mermaid. Yeah. It's a fairy tale. It's not real. It's a cartoon and it's supposed to be for children. It ain't for your big overgrown ass. It's for the kids.
Exactly. And one of the dumbest comparisons I saw, like some of the comments on Facebook, they were comparing Halle Bailey's casting as Ariel to Ryan Gosling playing Martin Luther King. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, you're comparing a fairy tale to a real person. Like, that is such a dumb comparison.
You comparing a fictional character to a real life breathing person that you have actual footage of walking and talking and doing these things, and you have this.
I literally groaned when I saw. I'm like, jeez. And it's just like, okay, we've had so many white princesses.
Cinderella, Snow White, and we finally got the Princess and the Frog.
I mean, we got that, but I mean, I do think that movie was beautifully animated. I do like the songs, but what I didn't like was the character Tiana spent majority of the time as a frog.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she had to find the other frog that was a prince like her, like that was a human that had a spell and all. Yeah. And then you see when the Snow White and Cinderella, they had their whole full, even in Beauty and the Beast, you know, even in Shrek, it was still a woman form, you know, she was green, but she still turned to a white woman in the daytime. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, I feel like we need more representation in these films. I mean, we have an Asian princess in Mulan. We have who else do we have? Jasmine from Aladdin, Middle Eastern princess.
Yes. And it's a few that I think in the past maybe 10 or 15 years they're trying to widen their variety, especially Disney, of the princesses and try to build some type of equality.
And I can really see why, like, a lot of people, when they think of Cinderella, they look at the one with Brandy, because, like, they grew up with that.
Yes.
It was the first time they saw a Cinderella of the same skin tone.
Yeah, because you don't see Cinderellas that look like me.
Exactly.
You don't see them that's my melanated color. It's not really that much.
And what I also liked about that, like, Brandy just came in with her braids.
Yes, but see, you guys, Brandy was always known for her braids. Even in her TV show, she was one of the first ones that came out with the little micro braids, the braids with the little bit that come. She had the kinky twist. She had all the braids. Like, she came out with braids. She was the one who did it.
Yeah, and it's like, she's an icon.
Yes, absolutely. And all she did was have her braids pinned back, and she was so beautiful and so elegant.
So beautiful. Like, she's
so beautiful.
Yeah.
So yes, he gets to talk to Brandy, y'all. Y'all need to check out DoubleAAOfficial, and y'all gonna see him talking to Brandy.
And remember, it's spelled DoubleAA official. All one word. All one word.
Like you see his name right there, double A, and you just add official to it. I'm gonna put it in the description below so we can make sure we find, and we'll send a link to your IG so we can find your IG and we can make sure we look at Brandy.
Yeah. And you can also see me playing guitar for Seal. I cover one of his songs. Seal's another one of my favorite artists.
Yes. You have a lot of artists. Like I said, I see most of your thing is music, activism, and just trying to be equality.
Yeah.
And your comics, of course, Stan Lee.
Comics, and I'm fans of movies. Like, you know, there's one person that really does remind me of myself. It's Kevin Smith. You know, Jane Silent Bob.
Yes.
I've met him a couple times, and before I met him in person, I interacted with him on Twitter, and so this was Halloween 2020. He and the guy who plays Jason Mewes, were coming to Chicago for a pop-up restaurant. I'm like, oh my God. And I was like telling Kevin Smith, you know, I can't wait to see you there, blah, 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 on Twitter. He kept liking the tweets. And I came in, I was dressed up as V for Vendetta because 2020 was an election year. So
right.
Make a statement with that. And before, like, I took my picture with Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, I showed him my picture with Stan Lee. And he's like, Stan, man, hey, I recognize you for Twitter, man.
See, you already a local celebrity with the celebrities. Like, they know you. Like, that's a AA official. We know who he is. We know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
So it's already awesome with it.
Yeah, and I've interacted with she's following me on Twitter too. The one and only Missy Elliott.
Missy, yeah, I can't stand the rain.
Yeah, get your freak on.
My window. Oh, snap. Oh, beep, beep. Who got the
keys to the Jeep?
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I've interacted with her on Twitter. She's following me on Twitter.
That's what's up.
Who else is following me on Twitter? Q-Tip from Tribe Called Quest.
What is your Twitter handle so we can follow you on Twitter too? Like, I want to follow you on Twitter too.
DoubleAAOFF.
DoubleAAOf.
Yeah, so my name and just OFF, short for official, because Twitter has.
Of course, official has they have so many maximum letters you can use. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am Mayhaim5 at Mayhaim5.
Oh yeah, inbox me that.
I got to inbox you that. Is there anything else you want to share with our guests about the AA official that we have here? That you're a man of many masks, just like the comic book characters. I
guess you could say that.
Yes, you be everywhere.
What else could I say? What else could I share about, like, say, myself and others? I also do acting as well. Yes,
because we've acted together.
Yes. Shout out to Gary McMillan Jr.
The Maurice Show.
Warriors of the World.
Woo!
Shout out to him. Shout Kevin Baker.
Oh yes, of course, Kevin Baker.
Yeah, shout out to who else am I thinking of? There are a lot of people I want to shout.
It's the whole Maurice Show.
Maury Show Warriors of the World. Shout out to those people. I've been
Everybody. It's too many names.
super involved with that. I mean, I have other people I want to shout out. I can say that towards the end.
Oh yeah.
But what else can I like to talk about? Well, I do have also promo for my album, The Kid Who Wanted to Be Superhero. It's animated. It was animated by the one and only Asia Lee. She's on her Instagram. She has Instagram, so I'll inbox you her Instagram as well.
Please, please.
And with this one, I'm trying to stir up controversy with like the people on Fox News and Tucker Carlson and all those people and Ted Cruz.
They're gonna see you. I'm gonna see you in the next tweet on Fox News on the front of the page. I'm like,
I'm trying to stir up controversy with this one because if you watch my animated video, you see me fighting the Proud Boys.
And where can this be found? On your Instagram also?
Yeah.
Y'all gotta check out DoubleAAOfficial Instagram. Y'all, like, I'm already on his page. Like, I'm already friends with him on Instagram. Like, I don't have to worry about it. I'm already there.
So, unfortunately, I can't get the big orange Cheeto person to tweet about me because his Twitter is gone. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name, but I always had this fantasy, like if he tweets about me, I'm going to celebrate.
Yes, because that's the time to go viral. Like if he tweet about me, I finally did it.
Yeah, I finally did. I'll be on Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah, all those people. I'm like, yeah, and I'll just have that banner. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Even if it is a negative tweet about him, which you know him, he would have that.
He would. He wouldn't care. It's more publicity for him. He wouldn't care.
Yeah, I don't
and
care.
As y'all see, I got him right here. He right here.
Oh yeah.
He right here, y'all. Y'all better come look at him. I'm telling you, it's right here. Wow. Robin Williams. You talk about Robin Williams.
Robin Williams was one of my childhood icons. I grew up watching his movies, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire, Aladdin, Jumanji, even Flubber. Flubber was not my favorite his,
you know what? I liked it, Flubber. Like I liked it. I don't know why, but I liked it, Flubber.
I liked it when I was a kid, and while watching now, I'm like, you know, I love Robin Williams. I think he was great in it. It just hasn't held up well. But I guess nostalgia factor.
Maybe it's because I got kids, and now that my children are damn near grown, and I have only like one little one running around here, and I try to install her into like, let's watch these old movies, and she's like, get away from me. I want to watch Vampirina. I'm like, well, damn, you know. So,
you know, Robin Williams, you know, like his movies always uplifted my spirit.
Absolutely.
What was another one I watched? Good Will Hunting.
Oh,
I watched them when I got older, of course, but
yes,
that's one of my all-time favorite movies. Of course, that was the one that brought Ben Affleck and Matt Damon to stardom.
Matt Damon, yes.
And there's that one scene. If you remember the movie, Matt Damon, he plays someone who was a genius. He's very smart, but he's very troubled. He was abused as a child and so on. Mm-hmm. So he comes face to face with Robin Williams as who plays the psychologist, and he's trying to get him to realize his potential and realize that what he went through as a kid was not his fault. And there's that one scene where Robin Williams constantly says to Matt Damon, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It's not your
Matt
fault."
Damon just breaks down. It's like, oh my god.
And he actually improvised some parts in Good Will Hunting too, especially about the part where he was talking to Matt Damon. He's talking about his wife and her flatulence, how she farted in the bed and all this.
Yeah, he did improvise that.
He improvised that part. So I loved Robin Williams. He was a great improviser. He helped me want to be a actress and a comedian because his versatility. And I really miss him. Like,
yeah, when he killed himself, that was like one tragic day. That was like.
But that also goes back to, like we said before, full circle, you know, they're still people too. Even though they're big celebrities, they're still people too. They deal with mental illness. They deal with stress. They deal with depression. They deal with things, and us don't think that they could ever deal with that because of who they are, you know.
Money can't buy you happiness in the end.
No, absolutely. The happiness must come from within, you know. You know, like RuPaul even said, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? You know, that love's got to come from within.
And it's not just like people like Robin Williams. If you look at
Oh
someone
no.
like also DMX is another prime example. A
Yes.
very successful rapper, and he had a lot of demons inside of him.
Absolutely.
And rest in peace to DMX. He's one of my all-time favorite rappers.
Yes.
I had the chance to see him live. I think it was like 2015. I met him briefly too, but I couldn't get a picture with him.
That's okay. But see, like I said, you know everybody.
But you know, like with someone like DMX, you could tell he was going through a lot of pain.
Yes.
Like you could tell through his music, he was fighting a lot of demons, and he didn't have the best people
around him.
And that's one of the reasons why he succumbed to his addiction and all that stuff. He really needed help.
Yeah, and he was actually crying out for help, and no one took heed to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's another problem. Cry out for help and no one takes heed to it. They think it's, oh, they're just doing this, or they're just they're asking for help.
Yeah. Another example was Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. I've seen Linkin Park live. Linkin Park's one of my all-time favorite bands, and when Chester killed himself, that was another tragic loss. And if you really listen to some Linkin Park songs like Numb, like here's lyrics, I've become so numb, and all that stuff.
He's telling it in his music.
You could tell, you could feel the pain in his vocal delivery that he is suffering from depression. And you know, you think like, oh, but they're celebrities, they have all this money, all that stuff. Money cannot buy happiness.
No, it cannot. No, it cannot. It cannot buy peace, tranquility. It cannot buy any of that. It have to come from within. So you're absolutely right. So we'll be coming up on the end of our podcast. Is there anything else you want to share?
Well, I'd like to give a few
shout outs. Please shout them out. Shout them out.
Well, again, shout out to everyone. Maurice Show on Warriors of the World.
Yes.
Shout out to Quincy Thomas, Studio Q Show. And you know, she and I we're connected on social media.
That's what's up.
Shout out to, there are other people I want to give shout outs to. Shout out to Mimi Stevens of Press and Glow. It's nail business, independent business here in Chicago.
I need to go get my nails done. Oh, child.
Please support her. Shout out to Dakota. She's an entrepreneur, businesswoman. Shout out to, who else can I give shout out to? Shout out to Asia Lee again, the beautiful animation. Shout out to so many other. Shout out to one of the other guys, very talented producer, musician, Sohan Glover. Sohan, that's his name.
Sohan.
Shout out to him. He's also helping on Maury's show and Warriors of the World.
Okay.
Yeah. There are a lot of people I want to give shout outs to.
Everyone.
Okay, I might as well give shout outs to some celebrities as well. Shout out Keanu Reeves. Shout out Steven Spielberg.
Shout out. We're going to see Keanu Reeves. We're going to take pictures like, how you doing? We're going to see him.
I'll dress up as Neo or John Wick for that. Okay.
That would be so sweet.
Wear my Bill and Ted shirt.
Nice. Excellent, dude. Totally awesome. Excellent. Yes.
Shout out to but who else? I'm trying to think who else can I give a shout out to people in Rogers Park, born and raised here, Rogers Park, here, North Pole.
Yes. Rogers Park, very nice neighborhood. I studied with Anton McKay there, with McKay Studios. Yes. So very nice neighborhood.
Shout out to some of my biggest influences. Rest in peace, Stanley. Rest in peace, Robin Williams, Chester Bennington, D-Nex. Shout out to Brandy. I'm going to give Brandy a shout out.
Yes, we got to shout out to the one and only Brandy.
Shout out to Seal. You know,
Seal. Heidi, don't come at him.
Yeah, no, Heidi. You know, you're done. You're done.
Please do not come at him. Like, please don't.
Shout out to Kevin Smith. You know, shout out to him. Shout out to Missy. Shout out to
I Can't Stand the Rain.
Shout out to another musical influence of mine, Bruce Springsteen, the boss.
Yes.
You know, I'm influenced by rock and roll and all this other stuff. You know, shout out to Red Hot Chili Peppers, one of my all-time favorite bands.
Yes.
Give it away now.
I was ready for the rest of it. Give it away now.
Shout out to Questlove, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, ASAP Rocky, Tyler Creator. Shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to Eminem. Shout out to The Brat, Chi-Town. The Brat. Shout out to Common, Polo G, G Herbo. All those people. Chance the Rapper. Go on.
Go on. It's all good. I want to thank you for being here with me, the official DoubleAAOfficial. Please check him out on IG. I'm going to have his description in below where you can check him out. Check out his interviews with Brandy. I saw that twinkle in her eye. I ain't gonna lie. I saw the twinkle in her eye. I saw it, Brandy. Don't deny Brandy. I saw it, boo. I saw it. We know.
And look up the video. I saw Kevin Smith again at the music box when I asked him for advice, and he kind of recognized his eyes light up like, look that one up. And he said, fucking hey, give it up for him.
So
it's on my IG too.
Check out his IG. I'm going to have everything in the description box below. I'm going to end the stream the way I always end my podcast. If no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do.
Thank you.
And make sure you do better today than you did yesterday and strive for a better tomorrow today.
All right. Keep your head up. Keep your head.
Keep your head up like the official Double A just said. Keep that head up. Keep it up. So we're going to see you next time. And we will have you back. We're going to talk some more because we can talk for hours like we can.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're going to have you back again on the podcast. Thank you for being here. And we'll see y'all next time. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy. Anything else to say?
And in the words of great Stan Lee, Excelsior.
Excelsior. You heard it from DoubleAAOfficial. Please don't forget to check him out on Instagram. And he is on Twitter. The links will be in the description box below. Until next time, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and be peaceful.